This will be a full review of Fantastic Four First Steps. Heavy spoilers ahead, so watch it at your own discretion. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, right up there with Superman. Comparisons will be made, but let's focus on this film first. So here's the brief plot breakdown. Again, if you haven't seen the movie, maybe save this video for later. This is your last warning. So, the film kicks off with Reed Richards and Sue Storm learning that they're expecting a child. They spend some time preparing, and we quickly learn that the Fantastic Four are already established superhero team and they're actually kind of competent. Like they're genuinely good at their jobs. Then Shala Ball, the Silver Surfer, arrives heralding the end of the earth, just like the trailers teased. The Fantastic Four track her down and encounter Galactus, who offers a horrifying deal. He'll spare Earth if they give up their unborn child who possesses the power cosmic. Of course, the Fantastic Four refuse and escape. What follows is an amazing chase sequence across space with Silver Surfer on their tail. Sue ends up giving birth mid-flight while the crew simulates gravity aboard the ship. It's a standout moment, tense and narratively creative. Back on Earth, instead of keeping the deal with Galactus a secret, they actually come clean, which was surprising. They admit that he offered mercy in exchange for their child, and of course this sparks a mass panic and riots. But Sue addresses it and gives a speech, and suddenly all is well. But to her credit, she does give a good speech. She says, "I will not sacrifice my child for this world, and I will not sacrifice the world for my child." And honestly, that line hits. From there, they start planning their response. They obviously can't just punch Galactus into submission, so their first plan is to teleport the entire Earth into a different part of the universe. But Silver Surfer destroys the teleportation bridges they built around the globe. Fortunately, she is stopped by Johnny Storm in one of his best standout moments in the movie. So now, plan B. Teleport Galactus away instead. When the big guy arrives on Earth, the Fantastic Four go all in. It's a full-scale battle. Eventually, Sue manages to push Galactus into the portal, with the Silver Surfer giving it the one final push. And that's where the movie ends for the most part. All in all, it's a very solid film. There were some rumors that Sue Storm will become an overbearing girl boss at the cost of Reed Richards' character. That doesn't happen. Sue is a girl boss, but in the right way. Some people are mad she was the one who pushed Galactus into the portal, but context matters. She gave it her everything. She literally dies doing that and has to be resurrected by her son, Franklin. There was also a narrative that Johnny Storm will be softened, no longer the cocky womanizer. That's not accurate either. While the movie doesn't show him openly hitting on random women, it does make it clear that that's still his personality, to the point where no one takes him seriously when he says that there might be more to the Silver Surfer than meets the eye. Johnny is still a jerk in this movie, but the right kind of jerk. You still see his heart. The first when he offers himself up in place of Franklin, and then again when he tries to shove Galactus through the portal, only to be saved by Silver Surfer. Ben Grimm, visually perfect, straight out of a comic panel. He's been the Thing for 4 years now, so we don't dwell too much on the whole brooding over his appearance thing. But we do get a little arc where he pushes past his insecurities and goes to meet a girl that he was reluctant to see before. Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards is solid. He's so smart that he sometimes hurt the people he loves. Like when he says that purely mathematically that giving up their child could be an option. Obviously he doesn't mean it emotionally, but it still stings Sue Storm. The dialogue in this film does a great job implying a rich history between these characters. They feel like real, three-dimensional people. The movie itself is very focused on the narrative. There aren't a lot of side quests or distractions. That works in its favors, but it also means that it can feel a bit slower compared to something like Superman, which plays out like a roller coaster ride. And to be fair, these characters aren't most of the times built to fight cosmic beings. They are more suited to street level characters, so watching them try to handle Galactus doesn't really give each character a chance to shine. Most of this film is spent strategizing with a few cool action sequences in between, mostly involving Human Torch and Silver Surfer. Also, Galactus himself doesn't feel as cosmic as he should. He's more like a giant stomping through the city. I get it, you have to nerf Galactus to bring him down to the Fantastic Four's level, and even in that weakened form, he's still a challenge for them. Those were really my only gripes with the film, and honestly they are more nitpicks than actual problems, because when you step back and look at the bigger picture, Fantastic Four First Steps is a rock solid entry. It's focused, character driven and emotionally grounded in a way that most Marvel films haven't been in years. What really sets it apart is the visual design. It's not just generic MCU gloss, it has its own style, its own energy, and it's not afraid to look weird or cosmic when it needs to. That uniqueness makes it stick in your memory far longer than your average CGI slugfest. So yeah, this one's definitely worth your time. If you've already seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did it live up to your expectations, or were you left wanting more? And as always, it's time for a goodbye.